Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another movie review. Now, if you remember it's Iron Man, if you can't tell in case you can't tell from the title. And if you remember last year when Iron Man 3 came out, I watched it in theaters and reviewed it. All right. And I've never actually watched the first two movies all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of both of them, including the end credits scene of the first movie at least, and a few other scenes, as well as a few scenes of the second movie, but I've never actually watched either of them all the way through. So this is my first time really watching both of them all the way through, and I'm going to review them one video each, of course. So, yeah, this is because I really wanted to get around to watching all of the movies that's a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, since before a few days ago, I'd only watched a select few of them. I'd only watched... Hold on a sec here. I'd only watched Iron Man 3 all the way. This is all the way through, of course. Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Marvel's The Avengers, and that's it. So now I've watched Iron Man 1 and 2, The Incredible Hulk, and Captain America the First Avenger. For reviews purposes, I do plan on rewatching The Avengers soon too, so I can review it, because I haven't even reviewed it yet, even though I did see it back when it came out. But yeah, anyways, though, let's get into this review. The first Iron Man film came out in 2008, and it was actually the first movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Alright. The first one. It came out, an exact date here, April 4th, 2008, in Sydney, Australia, and May 2nd, 2008 in the United States. So basically 2008. Early 2008 is when it actually came out. And obviously it's an origin story of the Iron Man and Tony Stark. And the actual main villain, I don't remember what his name was. Hold on a sec here. Okay, his name was Obadiah Stane, who was Stark's second in command. So yeah, and he basically used Tony Stark's technology to create his own basically suit of armor and whatnot, and fight against Tony Stark. So yeah, the movie itself was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a great way to not only start out the Iron Man series and introduce Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, but also start out the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is still ongoing. Should be ongoing for a while. I suspect till at least 2018, considering there's going to be at least 3 Avengers movies. Not sure if there's going to be a Phase 4 or not, though. It'd be awesome if there was, though. But anyways, though. So yes, right away I can say the acting is fucking amazing. Like, obviously Robert Downey Jr. is a fucking phenomenal actor. Okay, like I don't think I've ever seen him in a role that he hasn't excelled in. The fucking 2 Sherlock Holmes movies that he played in as Sherlock Holmes, incredible. Although by far this is definitely my favorite role of his as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. Like, really, but all the actors did a really good job. Like, even the guy who played Obadiah Stane, what was his name? Jeff Bridges. Alright. Even Jeff Bridges did a really good job. The guy who played Rhodes did a really good job. The woman who played Miss Potts did a really good job. Really, everyone in terms of acting sold this movie so well. Alright, I really didn't find any flaws with acting. Really, the only flaws I could actually find in this movie were the pacing. Alright, because it did feel to move at a kind of an odd pace, meaning at certain points it was kind of slow, and I was getting kind of bored, and at certain points it was moving so fast I couldn't tell what was going on. And the pacing just felt really odd, and I really think that's something that should have been fixed in the final version, which unfortunately it wasn't. Now the effects for, well, there's not a whole lot of effects in this movie except for like the two giant robot, or not giant robots, but the two suits of armor with Tony Stark and Obadiah Stane in them. All right, but the effects that were in this movie were also very good, and I really enjoyed them. They looked realistic, which for 2008, something like this, I'm pretty sure was a lot tougher than it is, say, for now. All right, because that was what 6 years ago when that first movie came out. So, yeah, I mean, back then it was probably a lot harder to do something like that than it is now, with Iron Man still being in films and whatnot. So, yeah, I really like how well these effects turned out, especially for the time that the movie came out. Okay. The music was also really good. Not a whole lot to say here. I don't usually notice like movie music. Like, it's epic, like it should be when there's a fight scene, and it's kind of sad when it should be during a sad scene. One thing I thought was kind of interesting is that at the beginning of the movie, Tony Stark was actually captured by terrorists in another country. I forget exactly what country they were in, but he was actually captured by terrorists, and he had to make the Iron Man, the original concept for the Iron Man suit. It changed a lot, obviously, over the course of the film, but the original concept for the Iron Man suit, he had to make in a cave with a box of scrap, essentially, all by himself. And he did, and it worked. Not perfectly, I mean, he was able to fly off with it, but it ended up landing and being destroyed. Luckily, though, a helicopter came by and was able to quickly save him, you know. So, yeah. But that's something I thought was actually really cool, and it just shows, Tony Stark's actual genius. Alright. Now, what else is there to say about this movie, though? The movie was definitely well polished. Alright, like, except for the problems with pacing, I didn't really encounter any other issues while watching this movie. The fight scenes were epic and intense and really got me pumped up, which is good, of course. And, yeah, like, also there's the end credits scene, obviously, where Tony Stark is confronted by Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., who wants to talk to him about the Avengers Initiative, which carries into the second film, because the second film is also part of Phase 1. Alright. So, yeah. But anyways, though. So, do I recommend this movie? Absolutely. I thought it was a fantastic film. I really enjoyed it, and I will be reviewing Iron Man 2 very soon, hopefully. Excuse me, but I can't wait to see the next movie that Iron Man's going to be in, which is probably going to be which is probably going to be the second Avengers movie. I don't know if there's ever going to be another Iron Man movie or not, but if there isn't, it probably won't be till Phase 3. So, yeah. But anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Definitely, guys, thanks for watching. Goodbye.